He can punch. He's a knockout artist. He closes. He finishes. Once he smells blood, he's like a shark in blood-infested waters, Molly. He will finish you, okay? And by the way, he is an elite boxer.
He has a way, as all successful fighters do, of landing his shots. And he's got, like, stone. It's like he got bricks in his hand.
Stephen A. Smith isn't buying the hype around Shakur Stevenson against Gervonta Tank Davis. Smith doesn't hold back, calling Gervonta Davis a fighter who thrives on chaos, someone who's never truly been shaken between the ropes. And once Tank steps through those ropes, Smith says he's not looking for a decision for legitimate fight purposes.
Legitimate fight purposes. Gervonta Davis, to me, is the #1 attraction in boxing. He's the #1 attraction in boxing. He will finish you. Yeah. He will close. And this brother comes, and he's one of those guys. They call him, the mini Mike, as a Mike Tyson. Yeah. He's willing to take a punch to give it now. Yeah. And I haven't seen him hurt. He got bruised. Yep. He might have bruises, but I ain't seen nobody wobble him. I ain't seen anybody hurt.
He frames why this particular pairing feels so rare. A genuine crossroads between two unbeaten talents operating at the top of their craft.
One guy comes right at you, wants you to stay there. The other guy just wants to stay there so you can come at him. The fastball pitcher against a fastball hitter. Whose stuff is going to win, right? They're all different kinds of fights. The great pressure fighter against the boxer puncher. Right. I had you watch Chavez and Rosario, right? Yes. The classy boxer puncher wants to set you up with a jab and can knock down a building with his right hand against the guy who's got to navigate that danger zone to get inside and tear him up. There are all these. The highest level of fight in boxing is the two all-time greats, or the two guys who are the two of the best fighters in boxing.
The conversation turns to Davis's resume itself. Some argue his path has been carefully managed with opponents selected to protect the record rather than challenge it. Others push back hard, insisting his one-punch power makes any resume nitpicking irrelevant the moment the bell rings.
A lot of Tank the interest in Tank was generated because you know what you see. You know he's a special talent. But the fact is, his resume was highly, let's say, curated.
Come on.
He fought smaller guys who couldn't punch.
Santa Cruz.
Right, exactly.
And knocked them cold out.
Right, knocked them out. The way he did it.
Don't matter.
That don't matter?
He knocked them cold out.
You a trainer saying that? That's terrible. That is an old trick. That's an old trick promoters use when you want to build up a puncher. You bring a name guy up a division or two who's not a puncher and let the puncher look real.
The tone quickly sharpens as he splits over timing. Whether this showdown still carries the weight it once did, there's agreement on Stevenson's defensive brilliance. But the group puts heads over whether Davis's ring rust and recent shaky outings have flipped the script, making him the one chasing the odds instead of setting them. Here's the best argument against Shakur Tank versus Garcia and Haney. In a way, it's a little bit past its due date, because I think whereas once upon a time, real boxing heads would have all taken Shakur, but a lot of the public who was enamored with the punchers would have taken Tank.
Enough now, and struggled against Roach to the point where maybe it's not seen as competitive as it once was. So it's a little bit past where we want to see it. I never thought.
Haney Ryan, do you know who wins?
Right. That might be the winning.
Malik Scott and Shady McCoy debate how the fight would unfold. One side points to Davis's athleticism and ring IQ as the difference maker, while McCoy questions what truly separates him from other talented fighters. The response is that Tank's ability isn't in doubt, though some believe his reputation has been boosted by carefully managed matchmaking.
In the fight was Gervonta Davis against Shakur Stevenson. Who would you say would win?
Look, Shakur Stevenson is a good fighter. He moves a lot, and it's very difficult to get hit. To hit him, but I like Gervonta Davis.
Okay.
He's a really good fighter. He hits hard, and he knows how to go forward. So I put my money.
Canelo weighs in on the stylistic puzzle, giving credit where it's due. Stevenson's movement and defensive craft make him a genuinely tough man to pin down. But when it comes time to pick a side, Canelo doesn't hesitate, pointing to Davis's forward pressure and finishing power as the traits he'd put his money behind. Shakur Stevenson is a good fighter. He moves a lot, and it's very difficult to hit him. But I like Gervonta Davis. He's a really good fighter.
It's not about tape, but we have been inactive. Big don't. But it's not that. But I just want you, right? Because you still haven't done it. Like, what has he done in the ring? I'm being serious here. He hasn't really fought anybody.
Well,
The witness will answer the question. The witness will answer the question.
Ryan Garcia, Barrios, anybody they put him in there with, he got highlight reels.
Straight face. Come on, man. Tank is a superior athlete. He has real punching power. He has fast hands, and he has a high boxing IQ.
When you get inactive, people forget. Let's get back in line.
Roy steps in with his own take, and he's leaning towards Stevenson. His reasoning comes down to discipline, the kind that shows up in training camps and shows up just as much outside the ring, which Roy sees as a deciding edge in a fight this close. For Roy, that consistency off the clock speaks louder than raw firepower ever could.
Wins that fight right now, in your opinion?
Right now, Shakur wins it because of his discipline. Because he showed against Teofimo that he can stay very disciplined all night. And he's the type of guy, he don't really do a lot of crazy stuff in his life normally. So it's like discipline is a thing that is not only exercised inside the ring, it's exercised also outside the ring. And as we see, sometimes Gervonta has problems with discipline. But we have never seen Shakur have problems with discipline. We've seen him be more disciplined at the right times than we've seen him not have discipline.
Still, Roy isn't ready to count Davis out. He's quick to remind everyone that a motivated Tank brings something few fighters can match raw naturality that turns him into a nightmare matchup for anyone across the ring. Discipline questions or not, when that switch flips, Roy warns betting against him becomes the riskiest play in the sport.
Like it is right now, I would lean towards Shakur because of his discipline, but don't get it twisted. If somebody could beat him, Tank Davis would be that person because of his intangibles. When Tank is discipline and got his mind on right, Tank's a problem for anybody. Tank can fight better than most people think he can. It's just that sometimes his outside antics get the better of him, and it makes people think less of him, but don't underestimate Tank Davis. If Tank is motivated and ready to fight, Tank is a problem.
Terrence Crawford weighs in with a measured take. He lands on Stevenson as his pick, giving Tank his due as a devastating finisher, but praise for Davis's power doesn't change his answer. He notes Shakur is the one he's got. It's not a knock on Tank's ability. He clarifies, just a read on how he sees the fight when shots start coming.
Your little brother, you know what I'm saying, Shakur, that's the fight. Everybody want to see that. That's the 50-50, I think, you know what I'm saying? I've been saying 50-50. I told both of them that. That's a toss-up to me. No bias. Don't just say that because it's your man. Who you got winning that?
I got Shakur.
Are you saying that because that's your man and you don't like Tank?
No. Hey, like I said, I respect Tank. Like, boxing, he's one of the ones.
Yeah.
We're gonna take his personality and personal things out of it. But boxing, he's definitely talented.
Crawford digs deeper here, making a pointed case that Davis simply won't find the openings he needs. He described Stevenson's guard as nearly impenetrable. He explained just how hard those signature shots will be to land. Even elite power, he argues, means little without a clean target.
Tank is not going to be able to hit Shakur like he hit everybody else. And he knows that. He knows that. That's why he's like, he's boring. He's this, he's that. He's trying to diminish everything that Shakur have done so it's not marketable. But he can't do that because Shakur is what? 3-weight world champion.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
you see right now.
Like how many actual real titles have Shakur? I mean, Tank.
Wrapping up, Crawford turns realistic, admitting Stevenson could still eat shots early before finding his rhythm. He broadens the point to fighters like Keyshawn Davis. 2, arguing that rising talents need to be tested and taken on now before their physical ceiling makes them nearly unbeatable. Wait too long, he cautions, and the window closes for good.
Listen, Tank get hits a lot. Tank, in my eyes, Tank is always losing until he's not.
Yeah, a lot of times, yeah.
If you watch those fights.
Well, at least in the early rounds. Middle rounds, he start coming up, but I see what you're saying. Them early rounds, yeah.
Let Keyshawn start hitting them like everybody else hitting them. Let him start hitting them with everybody else, like everybody else hitting them.
Yeah.
Man, he gonna clean them. He punches too sharp.
Shawn Porter pushes back on the assumption that this ends early and violently. He points to Stevenson's resume as a defensive craftsman and a 2016 Olympic silver medalist as reason to expect something closer to a strategic chess match than a straightforward knockout script. Skill, Porter insists, deserves just as much respect as power heading into fight night.
When he come across Shakur Stevenson, I'm going to say it here on the front page, and Tank, I love you, brother, and still would love to talk to you.
100.
But when you get in there with Shakur, it's going to remind me of Deontay Wilder fighting Tyson Fury.
Ooh. Yeah.
Because what you going to do when you come across a motherfucker you can't knock out? Yeah. Only thing you going to do is just get more frustrated.
That's a terrible analogy.
I'm just saying.
Only reason why I'm saying it's a terrible analogy is because Tank Davis. Remember, you've heard Coach Cal say this all the time. He says it's the same thing, and I know exactly what he means. We just waiting on somebody to pull it out of him. You ever hear him say?
Porter drops a comparison that's sure to raise eyebrows, likening this potential clash to Wilder Fury. His theory: Davis grows visibly frustrated when he can't find the finish, and that frustration forces him to lean on boxing skills he's rarely needed to showcase before. It's a bold parallel, but one Porter clearly believes holds up.
Get from Tank, you're gonna see IQ. We saw IQ, but to me, it was low IQ because the reason why it was low IQ was because everybody followed the script, and what I mean by that is, you see somebody's IQ take place when a fighter makes an adjustment, and now you have to adjust to what that fighter is doing, and that's kind of where you see
who's smart,
you know what I mean?
Who get a hold of it.
I think my fight with Terrence shows a very high level of IQ from both of us. You know what I mean?
For sure.
And that's what Tank is gonna do with your.
Porter drives a point home, insisting Davis will need to show a side of himself fans haven't really seen. Past opponents played into his hands, letting power take over. But against a defensive talent like Stevenson, adjustments on the fly is the only way through. Anything less, Porter suggests, and Tank could be in for a long night.
He's a great fighter. He's a great fighter. You know, especially when he's serious about it. You know, I don't know if he's as serious as he used to be. But when he was serious, he was a hell of a fighter. Nobody came close. He's the only one I gave a chance against. Shakur and that guy, Keyshawn Davis. They're scary fighters too, because they're sophisticated. The other guy's sophisticated than me, but Tank is just a force of nature. You know, you just gotta give him the credit. You know, even though he's talking shit and stuff, he's a fucking man.
Mike Tyson doesn't hold back when the subject turns to Davis, describing him bluntly as a force of nature. He questions whether anyone in the division carries the sophistication needed to truly stand across from him, touching on the sheer intimidation factor Davis brings before a punch is even thrown. Few fighters, he suggests, walking unaffected by that presence alone.
If Shakur handles this guy like he did Lopez, I'm going to say the hell with him. I'm going to say the hell with Shakur, man. If he just handles this guy like he did, I'm going to say the hell with him. Somebody got to give him a fight, though, but you got to be very sophisticated to know how to fight. This is when I know you lost against Shakur. This is when I know you lost. You see when he does this stuff? Once you start doing this stuff and looking at him, oh, it's over. You got constant action, motion, constant motioning him. You got to be on him constantly. Once you start looking at him and doing that, he's dead. He's going to pick you apart.
Tyson shifts gears to break down just how demanding it is to share the ring with Stevenson. He stresses that nonstop movement is non-negotiable, warning that the moment a fighter starts second-guessing, or simply watching instead of working, Stevenson takes full control and dismantles him piece by piece. Hesitation, Tyson makes clear, is the one mistake that proves fatal.
That's going to be your hardest fight?
Hell no.
Nah?
Wow.
Because he a good boxer, nigga. Like, that's when I look at y'all two as the best in the division.
How? Show me something that he did spectacular. Show me something that he did outrageous. Show me.
Right,
his power not outrageous.
Okay.
What defense?
You don't think he got defense?
He just jumped back. You never see him slip no punch. You never see him slip no punch. Go look at it. You see him back up from a lot of people. Back up, move around. He don't got no technique. And his offense is the same thing. If you go look at his...
Richardson Hitchens zeroes in on something beyond raw skill. The mental weight of a moment this big. He questions whether Stevenson can handle that magnitude without tightening up, and equally whether Davis can summon the motivation needed to truly show up when it matters most.
He's on a different side, so him saying let's fight, he know that we ain't fighting right now.
Oh, because of the opposite side.
Right, because it's his people. He know that. He just, even him, Floyd making him do that video.
Yeah.
He made that video and Floyd sent it. I mean, he sent it to Floyd.
You think that was a Floyd joint?
He made the video and sent it to Floyd.
Oh, so Floyd
and
could post it.
Floyd posted.
Yeah.
Like, you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And you know that. Come on, bro. It's a lot.
Nah, for sure.
Hitchens doesn't soften his stance here, calling any talk of Davis retiring without facing Stevenson a disservice to his own legacy. He frames it as a clash fans have earned, two of the sport's biggest stars finally settling things, and dismisses the idea of walking away as simply unacceptable.
Now, the way Tank Davis is talking as far as like, I'm ready to retire, I don't really like the sport no more, or this shit is trash, it's like, will Shakur be the fight that he'll get up for? Will he be like, man, I'm used to making all this money, I'm used to the magnitude of the fights, and he don't get up, and is it Shakur lucky night, or is it one of them situations where Shakur get in front of Tank and the lights is too big? Because when you fight Tank Davis, that's like, it don't get no bigger than that. That's you hitting the Super Bowl of boxing. Everybody ain't mother watching that, especially with a name like a dancing partner like Shakur Stevenson.
Hitchens then pulled from first-hand experience, having shared the ring with both men. He paints Stevenson as exceptionally cerebral, recalling how the two have been trading tactical lessons since their teenage years, including unsupervised late-night sessions that reveal just how seriously they've always taken the craft.
You feel like if this is the way that Tank walks off the Jake Paul fight and then just retires?
Trash.
The legacy?
I would trash. I wouldn't. I told Tank that. You know, I told him, I said, you gotta fight Shakur. I told him, you gotta fight Shakur. Because I feel like it's two rock stars fighting each other. You know, two great fighters, two great talents fighting each other. I wouldn't say great fighters, but great talents. Like, I know what both of them guys could do in the boxing ring. I think that we gotta see it. I've been saying it for years.
Max steers the conversation back toward where Tank actually sits in the sport's pecking order right now, and his take doesn't pull punches. When fans throw around the Davis name these days, he argues the mental image forming isn't Gervonta anymore.
What about the sparring with Shakur? Because Shakur is somebody I consider as one of the most skilled fighters I've ever seen.
Super tactical. Me and Shakur sparring is super tactical. Super tactical. Chess. I think that's what, like I said, I've been boxing Shakur every day since 13, 14 years old. So last time me and Shakur boxed was probably when Boots Ennis fought Stylistic. We watched the fights in the AC, and we were walking through the hallway. I looked at him. I said, "You want to box?" He said, "Meet me near the gym at 1 a.m." We was boxing in the fight.
Max Kellerman tackles the competitiveness debate head on. He concedes Stevenson used to be the clear favorite among diehard followers, but points to Davis's extended time away from the ring and his uneven performance against Rolly Romero as the reason some now wonder if the matchup still carries the same electricity it once did.
Has been inactive long enough now and struggled against Roach to the point where maybe it's not seen as competitive as it once was. So it's a little bit past where we want to see
it.
Out
a bit. I never thought.
Versus Heaney Ryan, do you know who wins?
Right. That might be the winning argument. Yeah.
If you take the storyline out of that, I don't know if it's. You can't compare it.
Sure, if you take it out.
You can't compare that fight.
That's like if you take away Shady's agility.
No, but I'm saying, like, we just talking about them two fighting. There's no way that when you talked about Shakur and Tank, that was like a must-see.
Yeah, you're right.
Come on, did we forget?
No, I'm not.
Stevenson shifts into analyst mode, giving Davis credit that goes beyond his obvious power. He points to the patience and ring experience Davis showed in his recent win over Frank Martin, describing a fighter who methodically breaks opponents down rather than simply relying on one big shot.
From a boxing standpoint, what makes Tank? We see the power, but it's got to be more than that.
Nah, he's strategic. He's setting guys up. He's been boxing since a little kid, just like I've been boxing since a little kid. And you can tell, like, with the experience. Even with his last fight with Frank Martin, you can see Frank Martin was more so an amateur. Like, the experience he got is not on the level of, like, Tank. And he just took off with experience. He let him waste his energy, gassed him out, and then round 8, okay, it's time to go home.
Stevenson shifts into analyst mode, giving Davis credit that goes beyond his obvious power. He points to the patience and ring experience Davis showed in his recent win over Frank Martin, describing a fighter who methodically breaks opponents down rather than simply relying on one big shot.
From a boxing standpoint, what makes Tank? We see the power, but it's got to be more than that.
Nah, he's strategic. He's setting guys up. He been boxing since a little kid, just like I've been boxing since a little kid. And you can tell, like, with the experience. Even with his last fight with Frank Martin, you can see Frank Martin was more so an amateur. Like, the experience he got is not on the level of, like, Tank. And he just took off with experience. He let him waste his energy, gassed him out, and then round 8, okay, it's time to go.
Stevenson gets candid about the tension between him and Davis, making clear this goes deeper than typical boxing rivalry. His logic is simple. When two fighters both sit at the top of the division, a collision becomes less a possibility and more a matter when, not if. He insists that the fans deserve to see the two best face each other, arguing that there's no legitimate reason for the matchup to be avoided.
Longer story, but just, you know.
Yeah, I mean,
whatever you could share.
It's kind of bigger than boxing, I guess you could say, because of like the history and like everything that like went on. It's hard to even speak on it just because of the fact that we got to fight. So at the end of the day,
you feel that's gonna happen?
Yeah, I know it's gonna happen. I mean, I'm the best, he the best. So when you got two guys that's the best, how can you not fight? Only way you could not fight if one of them guys ain't like that and somebody go off to lose.